Assalamu alaikum guys. So in today's lecture we're going to do states of matter. So there are three states of matter. One is solid, liquid, and gas. So what are these states matter? They are made of some particles. Okay, basically atoms. You may also say. Okay, they are made of particles, and the smallest particle, the smallest fundamental particle, is known as atom. Okay, so what is atom? Atom is the smallest fundamental particle of an element that has the same chemical properties as the element itself and takes part in chemical reaction. Okay, this is a 3 mark answer for an atom. Okay, so you guys should note this down because this is directly noted. These points are directly from the past paper MC mark scheme. Okay, so you guys should note it down. So what is molecule? A molecule is a particle that forms when two or more atoms are chemically combined. Okay, this is definition of molecules. So if we see an atom, when atoms are joined together, it forms an element. And an element, they have the same chemical properties. Okay. So an element cannot be divided into other elements. Okay. Element is just a pure thing. It isn't impure. Okay. So if we now look for the properties of a solid, so what's the first thing is solid, right? Now let's see solid. So what are some properties in solid? If we see the arrangement of particles in solid, how are they? They are like this. Okay, like they don't have spaces. They are congested. Okay, in a small area, they have high density. That's why. Okay, means that they don't have empty spaces in them. This is the arrangement of particles in a solid. And due to because they don't have empty spaces, so they are incompressible. Okay, okay, and they are held strongly at fixed position. Okay, and they also, so other property can be they vibrate at their fixed position. Okay, fixed position. Moreover, they have fixed volume and their shape is fixed. Why is their shape fixed? Because they are incompressible. Okay, compressible, and they have fixed volume because they cannot be there because they have fixed shape, so the volume is fixed. Okay, so we are done with the properties of a solid. Now let's go on to liquid. So in liquid, if we say here, they are like in their order is not arranged. Okay, and they are in layers. Okay, like they slide in layers. For example, like this is a layer, and then this is a layer, so they slide over each other. Okay, this whole layer will move there, and like this. So if you see here, they are just like not arranged, and they also have some spaces between them. Look, but still they are very hard to compress. Okay, because their spaces are very tiny. They have spaces with like which are negligible. Okay, so hence we cannot compress them. And moreover, the particles move freely, like they slide basically in all direction. Okay, and look here, it's written they slide over one another, and particles free to move in all direction. They move in cluster, means groups or layers. Okay, so they are basically weaker than solid. Their particles, the force of attraction between them is weaker than solid, but it's stronger than gas. Okay, and moreover, they have fixed volume because okay, and shape takes the shape of a container which they are put in. Like for example, this there is a water. Okay, there is a wait. I have just okay. Like it's a pond. Let's say okay. So if you take the water in this pond and pour it into a tanker. Okay, now it is just flat, right? If you put it in a tanker, this is a tanker. Okay, so this water will take the shape of this tank. Okay, if you put the water in this tanker, so hence, why is it so? Why they take the shape of the container? Because they slide over each other. Okay, and they move freely. Now, let's come to the gases. Like in gases, they have too much spaces. Okay, between them, they have too much spaces between them. Look, can you see this? And they move in random direction. Okay, and if they moreover, they are compressible. So if we compress them, like for example, as a container. Okay, so these are, if we compress them into this small container, so what will happen? There will be more collisions with the container and with the particles too. So hence, due to the collision, the pressure will also increase. Okay, if there is more volume, okay, then the pressure will be less. If there is less volume, then the pressure will be more, because in the less volume, the number of collisions will increase, and hence it will create pressure. Now, the other uh, property of gas is that they are disordered, okay, not in a order. Like for example, the solid, if we see the solid diagram, you can see that they are in order. Okay, you can see. And now if we see here, they're just moving randomly. Okay, and they have high kinetic energy, so they can move very fast. Okay, moreover, if we see that they are compressible. Okay, why are they compressible? Because their particles are far apart. Okay, and due to that, they have a large empty space, and particles can be brought closer. Okay, and because they have empty spaces, they have no fixed volume. Okay, they have no fixed shape and no fixed volume, and they also fill the container. Okay, like if we put it in a glass, it will fill the glass. If we put it in a bottle, it will fill the bottle. And they are weakest. Okay, like the intermolecular force, IMF, basically, like intermolecular force, the force of attraction between them is the weakest. Okay, now let's see their conversion. Okay, now if a gas is converted into a liquid, what do we call it? We call it condensation. Okay, because many diagrams have came of this type that show the conversion. Like for example, if we convert liquid to solid, what do we call it? We call it freezing. And if we convert solid to liquid, we call it melting. Okay, and like this, if we convert liquid to gas, we call it evaporation or boiling. Okay, and if we convert like the solid to gas, we call it sublimation. Okay, S- this is like, in this, the solid directly converts into gas. Okay, and for example, there's the dry ice which we use. Wait, yes, here, dry ice. If you say CO2, solid CO2, solid iodide, iodine, ammonium chloride, and these are some examples of them. Okay, of the sublimation, that which can do sublimation. They don't like, they directly go from solid to gas. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. I hope you understood the properties of this solid liquid gases and the definition of an atom, molecule, and the three-stage solid liquid gas. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. I love this. I hope you like the lecture.